All right, guys, my name is Dr. Chad Kuntz, sports physical therapist, just wrapping up a good long day here at Prime Movement Physical Therapy. And I had to just kind of get something off my chest. You know, we work with a lot of people that feel like they've tried it all, whether it's physical therapy, chiropractic services, massage, rolfing, whatever, you know. And one thing that kind of, I guess, rubs me the wrong way is when people don't necessarily want to give us a chance because they say they tried physical therapy already. Understand that physical therapy has been commoditized when you use it like that, when you frame it like that. That would be like you saying, no, I tried doctor already. I'd be like, what do you mean? You tried Dr. Pepper? Or, because I don't like it either. Do you like Dr. Pepper? Nah, that stuff's nasty. No, but it's like, and I tried doctor already. No, you saw a doctor. You saw a physical therapist. Yeah, I'm gonna do an Instagram post on this too, just because I feel like people need to know about this. That physical therapist has a very specific educational background with, depends on what school they went to. So depending on, you may not know this, but depending on what school you went to, there's different frames of thought about how to approach physical therapy and the treatment in an orthopedic sense. So just first off, understand that them by going to a certain grad school with certain educational biases, that's that. And on top of that, you have their own personal preference. We're humans, right? Physical therapists are humans, believe it or not. And we all have our own preference, personality style. That alone may or may not synergize with you. Then on top of that, a lot of physical therapists really stick to only one way of helping you, only one school of thought, I should say. In other words, you may not know all these inner circles exist within physical therapy, but you can kind of think about it as like tribes of different ways of approaching helping someone, whether it's really hands-on only, whether it's exercise only, and everything in between in terms of muscle energy techniques, the type of treatment strategies, the diagnoses that go into it. There are a lot of layers to that. But what I've noticed is that, having been in this field for a long time, a therapist, and it makes sense, they'll stick to necessarily like one type of school of thought because they're good at that and they don't want to be exposed if they do something else. So what do? We stick to just that one school of thought, and that's how we treat. Now, what I've done to try to not do that is I've gone through an orthopedic residency program out in A.T. Still University, and between that, my graduate studies, my extracurricular studies, you can kind of think about it as having learned all of these different tribes in schools of thought. And at this point, I'm comfortable to kind of go in and out of these different schools of thought to make sure and match which one is best for you. Or if something doesn't work for someone, okay, that school of thought didn't work for you, let's try another one. It gives us more ammo. It gives me more ammo to be able to help someone because I'm not necessarily adhered and stuck to only one type of thought. And then on top of that, with regards to physical therapy, you have to consider the environmental factors that the therapist is in. So traditionally, in kind of a clinic, a traditional clinic, that therapist will be responsible for at least 2 people, if not more, 3 people or more. And I've tried the corporate care world, and that was unbelievably limiting to me, despite my background and my credentials and my residency and who I am and how much I cared to help people. It didn't matter because if my hands were tied. There's only one me, 3 of you. What am I going to do? I mean, nowadays with our prime assessment process, I've learned that the first hour, the full hour that I'm with one person, that may not be enough to truly capture who they are, what their goals are, how they move, what the main problem is, and how long is this going to take. And so we've actually found at times it may take 2 hours or 2 separate visits to really figure out what that process is going to be, and to have a high level of accuracy to determine how many visits or how many weeks, what's this program going to look like, and can we get as accurate as possible so that our expectations are aligned before we go on this adventure. whether it's 6 visits, 12 visits, etc. It doesn't always work out 100%. As you can imagine, if we go on this adventure towards the mountain, there's going to be traps, there's going to be more information we learn, but we want to have that expectation going into it, so we're mentally ready for it, and that's really important to me. So understand that if you failed, quote unquote, physical therapy, maybe you should have the mindset that the physical therapy failed you. No one's fault. We're not pointing any fingers here. That's just kind of been the nature that I've seen in the trend of physical therapy. And so if you're listening to this, if you've tried physical therapy, maybe you've tried some chiropractic services, maybe you've tried some massage, you're still not feeling 100%, you're kind of losing hope, you're not quite sure if you're 100%, just comment below. Let us reach out to you, and let's just see if we feel like we can help. But I just want to put this message out there and provide some hope for those of you that feel like you've tried everything, you've already tried the conservative route, and you really don't want surgery. You're the person I'm talking to right now. That's the type of person we help, because we take so much more time, attention, and we care. And I think that really goes a long ways, just to be able to care to help someone out nowadays. It's actually harder to find than I thought. So I want to just get that off my mind, because we've been working with a lot of people in these past few months, particularly, that have tried and failed physical therapy in the nearby areas. And you shouldn't be bummed about it. The person who worked on you shouldn't be bummed about it. Sometimes these things just happen. And sometimes you need to work with not only a different physical therapist, but a different physical therapist in the right environment that has enough time for your needs. And I think you should know, you don't have to even come see us. Find someone, Google, do your research. Find someone that you really connect with, that you trust, and that you have that good rapport with, because that's really important as you move forwards. Because we're taking care of your health, your temple. You get one body in this lifetime. And I don't know about you, but as you get older, health really, really shows its need, its value. And we need to kind of put energy, put time into it to make sure that you can continue to feel the way you need to, which is so important right now during COVID. That's one thing I really learned with this whole COVID and being shut down and not being able to go out or do what you need to. For me to be able to work out, to feel healthy, whether it's at home and even simple stuff, that's what I can really hang my hat on. And that's what I really want you to be able to hang your hat on at night as well. It's just feel good, to look good, to feel confident. That's priceless. So anyways, I hope you guys have a great rest of your Tuesday night. Thanks for